Welcome to this course, Developing Front-End Applications with React. This course is designed to help you achieve success in this fast-growing cloud computing area. Now, you may be in IT looking to step up in your career, a new graduate seeking to further establish your client-side skills, an IT decision maker who needs to manage more cloud-centric projects, or someone in another field who wants to be able to talk about server-side computing more knowledgeably. React is a framework for building client-side dynamic web applications. It is an efficient, flexible JavaScript library for building user interfaces. React uses a special markup language called JSX. In the course instructional videos and labs, you will explore how to access the React Web Framework user interface or UI library and run a simple React application. You will investigate ways to use React components and change their properties and states in a dynamic UI. Next, you will learn more about state and props in React and how they manage data in an application. State and states in a dynamic UI. Next, you will learn more about state and props in React and how they manage data in an application. And in this week, you will also get an insight into the 3 phases of a component lifecycle and practice connecting to an external server from a React page. In addition, you will learn the different approaches used to test a component. Then, you will delve into new features like hooks and redux to write advanced components. You will also perform a hands-on exercise on how hooks handle events and logic in functional components without using classes. And in the 4th week, you will create a React budget allocation app in the final project. You will explore actions, reducers, and the dispatch function. Finally, you will create a code file, save it, and edit it to make changes. Additionally, hear directly from experts about their experiences with these server-side technologies in the Expert Viewpoint videos. Let's hear these experts introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Rupinder and I work as a Chief Solutions Architect at SkillUp Technologies.
I'm Dennis Harvey. I work at Coursera as a Content Strategy Manager for Cloud Technology.
Hello there, my name is Bradley Steinfeld. I'm a software architect, and I work for IBM Cloud and Cognitive Software.
My name is James Reeve, and I'm a full-stack software engineer at IBM.
Hi, I'm Jan Stoneman. I'm a solution architect at Smartronix.
Hello everyone, my name is Oskar Litter and I'm a developer advocate.
And check your learning and material. Please. Up in your career. A new graduate seeking to further establish your client Welcome to Introduction. To front-end frameworks and React. After watching this video, you will be able to understand the different front-end frameworks, define React, explain how React makes it easier to develop JavaScript applications, describe how to create a React component, and run a simple React application. Front-end frameworks are used to create a dynamic client that can connect to the server. These frameworks are made available through open source libraries which can be used as part of the Hypertext Markup Language or HTML, JavaScript, and cascading style sheets or CSS in the browser. Angular, Vue, and React are some of the most used front-end frameworks. Angular is an open source framework from Google that can be used in any HTML by including the library. It is based on HTML and JavaScript, and it is easy to implement. To make HTML dynamic, Angular uses directives. All the directives are available to the HTML where the library is included. Here you see HTML using Angular with model bind directives. The input component is used as a model to which the label component is bound. Vue is also an open source front-end framework. It uses a virtual document object model or DOM. The HTML is considered as an entire object. As it's very lightweight, it renders fast. Here you see a simple view page which is rendered as HTML. The attributes of the view object are similar to those of Angular, and binding is available. React is a framework for building client-side dynamic web applications. React are similar to those of Angular, and binding is available. React is a framework for building Angular, and binding is available. React is a framework for building client-side dynamic web applications. React uses dynamic data binding and a virtual DOM to extend HTML syntax and to eliminate the need for code that keeps the user interface or UI elements synchronized with the application state. This image shows HTML as a DOM. This includes the document, which is the entire HTML page, root element HTML, and a body element. Inside the body, we have H1 with a text element inside, P with a text element inside, and a form element with 2 input elements. The document will be rendered as a page. In React, some of these elements will be rendered as a React component. Now, React uses a will be rendered edge called JavaScript XML or JSX, which resembles HTML. JSX can be compiled and interpreted as JavaScript by Babel, a special in-memory tool. JSX is embedded inside special script tags where the type attribute specifies the content that requires Babel. 3 important packages that you use to build React applications are React package, React DOM package, and Babel package. The React package holds the React source for components and their states and properties. The React DOM package is the glue between React and the DOM. And Babel is the module which is available in most modern browsers. It is used to compile and interpret the JSX. So a normal HTML page can be changed to render a React component. Most modern browsers support Babel scripts. You must include react.production.min.js, React dom.production.min.js and babel.min.js in the HTML, then the browser will handle the rest. The React component is defined inside a script tag which is of type text/Babel. Here the defined component is myComp, which inherits from React.component. You may recall inheritance from what you have learned about classes. All React components must implement the render method. You can then render the component using the React DOM.render method, specifying the component name, like a HTML tag, and any attribute that you want to set, in this case, the name attribute. Then specify where in the HTML the component should be rendered. In this example, it is rendered in comp1. When you open the HTML, you will see the page with the HTML component. Facebook has provided a utility called Create React App, which simplifies the process of creating React applications. If you have Node.js installed, you should be able to run npx create react app with the name of the application you want to create. Here, the name of the application is To-Do App. When you run the npx create react app command, a directory structure with all the necessary files is created. The directory structure contains all the resources required to create and run a React application. The main folder in which you will make changes is the src folder. The src folder contains app.js and index. .js. App.js contains app, which is the root React component that you will add into your HTML page. And index.js is where you will add app to the HTML. To run the React application, you go into the application directory and run npm start, which starts the server, mostly on port 3000. You can see the React component when you connect to the application from the browser. The page that you see is the default React application that has been created. You can make changes and add more nested components to make it a full-fledged React front-end application. In this video, you learned that discuss working with front-end JavaScript frameworks. So, which front-end JavaScript framework or frameworks do you use? And why do you prefer those over other options? Frameworks do you use? And why do you prefer those over other options?
My favorite front-end JavaScript framework would be React.js. I love the whole component drive that you have to follow when you create props and states to hold my style, my HTML or JSX to work with components by themselves.
We use React JavaScript framework. It is better than Angular in terms of speed and efficiency. React is easier to learn than other JavaScript. It also resolves the problems related to cross. JSX is helpful when working with UI inside the JavaScript code.
Front-end JavaScript frameworks. I prefer Vue. I just find it friendlier. I like the documentation. However, React has a big community and the documentation is very extensive and it makes sense. And another benefit of React is that you can repurpose that code to be a mobile application that's cross-platform compatible, which is a huge benefit. And if you're writing your application in Vue, then you can use something like there are some ways to make that a web application, like by using a progressive web app. But React Native out of those three, Angular, React, and Vue, to get into it's more verbose. I never really got into it except for some student projects, and fortunately I've never had to